Hello, Jayashree. We have been listening to Ragadri for the past 1 year. It's a great initiative during the start of the pandemic where one can resort to some music for good relaxation. Greatly appreciate the format, the soothing background music, which sucks you into listening the entire podcast and look forward to new ones. It's a preview to some of the stories that we have never heard of, and especially in a time when knowledge of music is passed on, it's tough to relate without understanding the story or meaning behind it, and your rendition makes it more interesting. Also, the song taken for analysis and singing it at the end is a perfect way to close the podcast episode, and hopefully this kindles an interest for the future generations to come.
Very first time I heard, "Hello everyone, welcome to Ragadri." It immediately took me back to the golden days of listening to Worldspace Radio Shruti channel, which had programs like Colors of Raga, Carnatic Darbar, Composer Art, etc. So Jayashree, thank you for bringing a similar format and feel, and congratulations on 24 great episodes.
Thank you so much for the lovely voice messages. That's a huge compliment from you all, and having been compared to the world's best radio Shruti channel is an honor indeed. Because of the love and support from all the listeners, Ragadri is reaching places beyond imagination, and I take this platform to thank every listener who had made this possible, and I request you all to keep supporting me as always. Thank you all once again. Hello everyone, welcome to Raga 3, the Carnatic Music Gateway. Today, we are entering into 25th episode of the podcast. So before moving ahead, let us begin with an amazing quote by Dan Pierce. People who love themselves don't hurt other people. The more we hate ourselves, the more we want others to suffer. That's a beautiful quote, isn't it? We always have the perception of self-love to be closely associated with us. Sometimes we also wonder how this form of self-love contributes to society. But there is a series of things associated with it. When we love ourselves, we'll be satisfied and contented with who we are. Such kind of contentment radiates self-confidence. Self-confidence leads to improved performance in whatever activity we do. If self-love becomes a sanity, then it will allow us to let and accept others to be who they are instead of trying to admonish them and their skills. If the same becomes a vanity, we try to depreciate others because we don't love ourselves enough to be confident and contented with the skills we possess. Such a negative behavior that develops within us eventually affects the people around us, as we are indirectly passing on our negativity without deepening our thoughts to understand the root cause of such attitudes. Remember that we will never be criticized by people who are contented with themselves and who are doing more than us, as they are absorbed in their dreams and also they are aware of the difficulty required to achieve any skills. We'll be always criticized by people who aren't achieving enough, insecure about themselves, and that they take out their frustration on us and try to denigrate our hard work and achievements. Beware, it all starts with us, and it is our choice to make what we contribute to the world to make it a better dwelling place. On that note, we begin our 25th episode of the podcast with a beautiful composition of Muthuswami Dikshidhar, Meenakshi Memudam in Raga Purvi Kalyani, set to Adi Tala, which is a tala of 8 beats. For this kriti, each beat of the tala is repeated twice to make it as 16 beats. This composition is on goddess Meenakshi, who is considered to be the goddess of Madurai in Tamil Nadu, also known as Tunga Nagaram, as the goddess never blinks her eyes, and it is believed that she protects the place with utmost care. Goddess Meenakshi, who is the main deity of today's composition, is considered to be one of the most powerful avatars of goddess Parvati, along with other avatars Kamakshi and Vishalakshi. She is mainly worshipped as the queen of the Pandya kingdom, which is currently named Madurai. She is considered to be the goddess who destroys evil, and she is incarnated as a daughter of Pandya king Malayadwaja. King Malayadwaja and his wife Kanchana Malai, who were the greatest devotees of Lord Shiva, were childless for a long time. According to the Purana, the king performed Putra Kameshti Yajna in hope of being blessed with a baby boy to rule his kingdom as his successor. But to his dismay, a girl child with a green complexion and also with eyes like that of a fish emerged out of the yajna as a 3-year-old girl. As the king and the queen were concerned about her abnormal physical appearance as a triple-breasted girl, the divine voice ordered them not to agonize as her third breast would disappear when she meets her future husband, and also commanded the couple to raise her like a son. The couple then named her Meenakshi, as she is known for her eyes like that of a fish. The king obeyed the command of the divine voice and started to raise her like a son. As Meenakshi grew up, learning the art of war, she became a great warrior who was an expert in the art of sword fighting and archery. As she reached the age of 21, her parents decided to get her married with the hope to find a successor to their kingdom. The admirers of Meenakshi brought precious ornaments and gifts to impress her, but she posted a condition that she would marry a person who would win against her in sword fighting and archery. None of the princes were able to defeat her, and the king decided to make her his successor according to her wish. When Malayadwaja died, Meenakshi became the ruler of Pandya kingdom. She conducted military campaigns in the north and conquered kingdoms by defeating the opponents. She decided to head to Mount Kailasha, where Lord Shiva resides, as she wished to conquer his place. She defeated all the soldiers of the Lord. Seeing these incidents, Shiva decided to fight against her, who was fine in the art of war. By seeing Lord Shiva, the prognostication bore fruit, as the third breast disappeared by seeing Lord Shiva. Shiva directed her to her kingdom and promised her that he would reach the Pandya kingdom in 8 days as a groom. As promised, Lord Shiva came in the form of a handsome groom as Sundareshwara and Lord Vishnu as the brother of Meenakshi, gave away her hand to Lord Shiva. Though there are many Tamil hymns written by great saints, we cannot miss Thevaram of Tirujnana Sambandar, who referred Lord Sundareshwara as Alavai Iraivan. I would like to recite a Thevaram of Tirujnana Sambandar from the third Tirumurai. Seyyene Thiru, Alavai Meviya, ஐயனே எஞ்சல் என்றுருள் செய்யேனை பொய்யராம் அவனர் கொழுவுஞ்சுடர் பையவே சென்று பாண்டியர்க்காகவே. Coming to the raga, Purvi Kalyani is a beautiful raga which is a janya of 53rd Melakarta Gamanashrama. This raga is rich in gamaka, which is the curve we give to a specific note, and this raga is also rich in the emotions being conveyed. This also goes by the name Gamaga Kriya according to the Dikshidhar school of music. There are many usages of the notes of Gamaga Kriya as compared to Purvi Kalyani. Generally, in Purvi Kalyani, we have Padapasa Prayoga, where in Gamaga Kriya, we have both Padapasa and Padasa Prayogas. The scale, as in Sangeeta Sampradaya Pradarshini, is Sarigama Padasa Sainida Pamagarisa. The placement of the swaram is Shadjam, Shuddha Rishabam, Antara Gantaram, Pratimadhyamam, Panchamam, Chatushruti Daivatam in the ascending scale, with the inclusion of Kakali Nishadam in the descending scale. Though many claim that this raga comes under recent ragas, we have a solid proof that this raga is ancient and existed much before the pre-Trinity period, namely Sri Tyagaraja Swami, Muthuswami Dikshidhar and Shyama Shastri. In Sangeeta Chudamani, Govinda Acharya gives a solid reference to the existence of Purvi Kalyani, mentioning as the janya of Gamanashrama, and set the scale as well. Jatatu Purvi Kalyani Gamana Shramana Melatara Sanyasa Samshakam Chaiva Sashadja Grahamuchyate Sampurnam Vakram Arohe Apyavarohe Samagrakam Saregama Padanidasa Nidabamagarisa. Let's explore the Kriti. Modam मे मोदं देहि मे नाक्षी मे मोदं देहि मे नाक्षी मे मोदं देहि मे जकागे राजमातंगी मे नाक्षी मे मोदं देहि मे जकागे राजमातंगी मान मात्र में माये मान मात्र में मान मात्र माये मरगत चाये शिव मरगत चाये शिव चाये मीनलोचनी पाशमोचनी मानिनी कदम्बवनवासिनी मीनलोचनी पाशमोचनी मानिनी कदम्बवनवासिनी मीनलोचनी पाशमोचनी मानिनी कदम्बवनवासिनी मीनलोचनी पाशमोचनी मानिनी कदम्बवनवासिनी मे नाक्षी मे मोदं देहि मे जकागे मधुरापुरी निलये मणिवालये मधुरापुरी ध्वज पाण्ड्यराज तनये मलय ध्वज पाण्ड्यराज तनये विदुविदं मन वदने विजय विदुविदं मन वदने मधुमतमोदित हृदये सदये महादेव सुन्दरेश प्रिय मधुमतमोदित हृदये सदये महादेव सुन्दरेश प्रिय मधुमुररिपु सोदरि सातोदरि वेदे गुरु गुगव शङ्करि शङ्करि मधुमतमोदित हृदये सदये महादेव सुन्दरेश प्रिय मधुमुररिपु सोदरि सातोदरि वेदे गुरु गुगव शङ्करि शङ्करि मीनाक्षी मे मोदं देहि मे राजमातङ्गी Let's explore the meaning of the Kriti. Pallavi, Meenakshi, Me Mudam, Dehi, Mecha Kangi, Raja Matangi. Meaning, I worship Goddess Meenakshi, who has eyes like that of a fish and who is the daughter of sage Matanga, to protect me and bless me with eternal bliss. She is the form of Raja Matangi, whose complexion is green. Anupallavi, Mana, Matra, Meye, Maye, Maragata Chaye, Shiva Jaye. Meena Lochani, Pasha Mochani, Manini, Kadamba Vanavasini. Meaning, Meenakshi is an embodiment of Shakti who is represented in the form of Sri Chakra. Hence, Goddess Meenakshi is the cause of the manifestation of measurements. She is the Maya as Prakriti Swarupa, who is the wife of Lord Shiva. She is also named Meena Lochani, who shines like an emerald, liberates us from the vicious circle of birth and death. She is the most auspicious and honorable one who dwells in the Kadamba forest. Charanam Madhurapuri Nilaye Mani Valaye Malayadwaja Pandya Raja Tanaye Vidu Vidambana Vadane Vijaye Veena Ghana Dasha Gamagakriye. Meaning, Goddess Meenakshi, who resides in Madhurapuri and who is the daughter of Malayadwaja, wears ornaments made of precious stones. She, who has a face that glows like a full moon and appears in the form of Matangi, plays Veena, reverberating 10 different forms of Gamaka. Madhumata, Modita, Hridaye, Sadaye, Mahadeva, Sundaresha Priye, Madhu, Muraripu, Sodhari, Shatodhari, Vidhi, Guruguha, Va Shankari, Shankari. Meaning, Goddess Meenakshi, who gets elated with a drink of fermented honey and water, is tender-hearted and beloved of Lord Mahadeva. She, whose midriff is swelled, is the sister of Lord Narayana, who slayed the demons Madhu and Mura. She is the most auspicious one who conquered both Brahma and Guru Guha, and she is the wife of Lord Shiva, who is the most handsome Lord. Such a mesmerizing, slow-paced composition, isn't it? This Kriti forms the part of Sambodhana Vibhakti. Muthuswami Dikshidhar had mentioned the name of the raga as Ragamutra in the Charanam Dasha Gamaga Kriya that signifies the relevance of all the 10 Gamakas in this raga. This composition is believed to be the last composition of Muthuswami Dikshidhar, and it is said that he made his disciples sing the song before he passed away. As we all know, we had celebrated Adi Shankaracharya Jayanti on May 17 this year. Acharya is a boundless philosopher who set a maxim of Vedanta and Advaita. His works explore the unity of Nirguna Parabrahman and the Atman. He terms the Paramatma Swarupa as one without attributes, and he had done numerous works to reiterate the concept of oneness. The shlokas written on all gods and goddesses also symbolize the form of Atma Chaitanya. Bhagavad Padar had composed a beautiful stotra on goddess Meenakshi named Meenakshi Pancharatna, which describes in deeper her true form. In this Pancharatnam, Acharya describes her true form as Bindu, which is the point of origin of the Sri Chakra. Adi Parashakti emerged as Dasha Mahavidya, out of which Raja Matangi is one of her form, who is the Tantric Saraswati playing the Veena, and she is the mother of Lord Vinayaka and Kartikeya. I would like to recite these shlokas. Shri Vidyam Shiva Vama Bhaganilayam Krinkara Mantrojwalam Shri Chakrangita Bindu Madhyavasatim Shrimad Sabhanayika Shrimad Shanmukha Vignaraja Janani Shrimad Jagan Mohini Meenakshim Pranatosmi Santatamaham Karunyavaram Nidim. श्रीमत्सुन्दरनायिकाम्बयहरां ज्ञानप्रदां निर्मलां श्यामाभां कमलासनार्चितपदां नारायणस्यानुजां वीणा वेणुमृदङ्गवाद्यरसिकान् नानाविधामम्बिकां मीनाक्षीं प्रणतोऽस्मि सन्ततमहं कारुण्यवारां निधिम्. There are various names of the goddess which are used in this Kriti, and many of them can be seen in the Lalita Sahasranama. The names such as Vijaya and Pasha Mochini are taken from 77th and 78th stanzas of the Lalita Sahasranama respectively. I would like to recite these stanzas. Vijaya Vimala Vandya Vandaru Janavatsala Vagvadini Vamakeshi Vanni Mandalavasini Bhakti Matkalpalatika Pashupasha Vimochini Sankrita Shesha Pashanda Sadachara Pravartika With such an amazing composition, we come to the end of 25th episode. Stay tuned to Ragadri, the Carnatic Music Gateway. This is Jay Shri signing off. Meet you all in the next episode. Until then, take care and stay safe.